Welcome students! This is the first of many lectures on concept art and storyboarding where we will work to improve your understanding of the field and confidence in creation through lectures and workshops on relevant practice and principle. All aspects of the class will build atop one another, so please be sure to pay attention to all aspects of these lectures. Take notes to ensure you highlight important processes, as the expectation is that the concepts outlined will be displayed within your homework exercises and assignment submissions. Today we're going to discuss an important concept for your creative success: developing a creative eye. A creative eye is an approach to observing and interpreting the world. Rather than seeing an object, you should look to see the different shapes and component parts and how they all sit together within the world. This approach is valuable to all who wish to work within the field of games and animation creation. Artists, designers, and programmers must be able to observe and understand the physical world. Artists create visuals, designers must understand the concepts behind the visuals to design emotive, evocative experiences, and programmers must code these elements technically to see them realized within the digital world. Even if your ability to convey what exists within your mind or what you observe never rises to an exceptionally high level, confident mark-making as a means of conveying visual information will always be valuable. So what does this all mean? You must train your mind and your approach to drawing as much as you train your actual ability to draw. Bad fundamentals will limit the speed with which your work can progress, and poor foundations will lead to unstable results throughout the entire course. Start right and get the most out of the process. Having taught many classes to introductory artists, I can tell you that you will have to fight against many of your natural urges. Your mind will act to trick you into believing that you know what shapes and forms you're seeing without any kind of detailed analysis, when in truth, you do not. Actual observation must be taught and is the cornerstone of analysis, which feeds into many different areas. In life drawing classes, if a student is seen to look at their paper more than 40% of the time that they are drawing, then essentially it's recognized that they are making up what they're seeing. So to summarize, look as much as you draw, and ensure you are analysing the form of what you are seeing. I will be teaching you different principles over these next few weeks that will assist you with this process. If you're new to art or feel your skills are lacking, then try not to worry. Ensure that you are not being scared off trying by fear of failure. No one wants to consider failure, but the quote, "The master has failed more time than the novice has tried," is apt for the process that we're going to be engaging with fearlessly this semester. Many of you will be thankful to hear that I do not expect perfection from our work, but I do expect effort, the lack of which is always glaringly clear in submissions. Consider that the road to success is paved with failures, and anyone who is successful has failed many times. While considering this, please observe the confidence with which this child is creating cartoon cats, and know that you too can art. Here we see two sets of drawings and photographs. The drawings down the left presenting a warped visage of humanity made of just awful, saddening shapes, like the artist has never even seen a human being before, let alone use one as reference. Not to single anyone out as we begin the program, but if you're not fond of visual mark making, then you can at least activate your visual analysis skills. As I said previously, making notes on how you are directed to approach the work, practice the application of those skills each week and you will be successful with this class. Please remind yourself at every opportunity that you are here to improve your life and gain a career. If you are not good at what you are doing, get better. If you are comfortable with your level of skill, I still expect to see improvement. An open mind will improve faster than a closed one every time. And while I can't physically keep an eye on everyone, I do expect you to conduct yourselves like the apprenticing developers that you are and pay attention to lecture videos like it's a new season of The Witcher. The beauty of the artistic field is that it can be tackled with little to no expensive equipment. We're going to be using Wacom tablets here, but artists around the world develop their skill set with few tools, making up for this with hard work and effort. Hard work and effort with the tools can lead to exceptional results. The realizations of the world that are possible through artistic endeavours can fundamentally change your perspective on the world in a very positive way. It can unlock a depth of self-understanding and act as a means of expression for emotions or concepts made real through creative expression. With that said, let's progress on to more practical work. The visuals of the world are filled with diversity and complexity. The ability to break down visual elements into component shapes and forms is a particularly vital skill for a fledgling artist and designer. Also, one that is used and applied at all levels. Understanding positive and negative space is one important part of that process and is one that we're going to work up to in different forms. With negative space drawings, detailing is out of bounds, with a pure focus on achieving visual interest in the articulation of a form's silhouette. The ability to observe the shapes and forms created in the negative space is also a great way to assess scale in those spaces, without getting bogged down in the complexities of a full form. Thumbnailing. Thumbnailing is the process of creating small sketches to test out compositions, silhouettes, or rough designs. Oftentimes, artists and designers begin their process here as a way of keeping a concept rough, and allowing the mind to experiment and pick out the best aspects before bringing detail into focus in additional work. Figuring out your design and goal in this way is a huge time saver, and is ironically a step skipped by many fledgling artists. Diving straight into a final concept without experimentation inevitably leads to issues that I would try to see you avoid. Silhouette thumbnails are amongst the most helpful and productive methods of design when it's necessary to produce a large quantity of variations of concept within a short period of time. Silhouette design is a great exercise, often employed by professionals, with a strong silhouette showing off the essence of your character through pose and dimensions without any distracting detail. Take a look at the 37 silhouettes on screen and see how many of them you can identify. Feel free to post your count on the forums. The good character design employed here can see all your favourite characters clearly differentiated in silhouette. But more than the overall design, the characteristics of the design are also present, be they open and friendly or cool and aloof. An understanding of negative space is vital to a design, requiring conscious decision making in the design to ensure the aforementioned characteristics are clearly conveyed. Here we have a character called Bill, from a film about an abusive guy who keeps a girl captive until she becomes so distraught she falls in love with him. On the left we have an initial silhouette with the following colour and detailed design. Belle is intelligent, with her head ever in the clouds, signified by her attire and the book that she is dreamily perusing. In the first colour design, these characteristics are clear, but the silhouette doesn't convey these elements, making them clouded within the design. A quick revision and reposing of the character allows the book, suggestive of intelligence, to be well read by the viewer, with a few final adjustments to the dress to make the design more interesting. This has been your Week 1 lecture on developing a creative eye. Please enjoy this picture of my cat, and I will see you in the virtual classroom.